Here is Danny, and today it is almost 9 December, which means it is time for the Winter Offensive update and the patch notes for it, which brings snow to Manhattan in a limited time map rework of Empire State, which is also available in Portal, which I hope it stays in. There's a limited time event for Battlefield 6 and Red Sack's Gauntlet, a climbing X melee weapon including an extra section in the battle pass like California Resistance, and a visibility pass, weapon handling pass and hit rec changes. Some other things I think is worth mentioning because there's a lot of random stuff in there that's probably not that interesting. They have fixed a bunch of clipping issues, fixed an issue causing hit registration to fail when firing while making extremely rapid aim adjustments, which is great news for locked-in cat girls like Riley CS. Soldier movement should not feel slow when walking on uneven terrain. Fixed damage zones on armored vehicles, which made them take more damage than intended. Hopefully this includes the bugged skins on which I made a video. Targets in the firing range aren't playing red light, green light anymore. They have nerfed the range on the carbines, with the SG553R being hit the hardest. The L110 and M123, their 200 round magazines, are a bit cheaper now and don't have the aiming downside spread penalty. Reduced the throwing knife spread? Why do they have spread the throwing knives? Some changes to the smoke of the mortar, including thicker smoke. Now the supply pouch gets absolutely shafted, where it doesn't instantly regenerate health when used. So what is the point? And there is no heal on deployment. They do prioritize people on lower health when thrown, I guess, so that's something. The crane now gives proper credit for a kill. For the rest, they made attacking even stronger on most maps in Rush and especially in Breakthrough, giving more tanks and other vehicles to the attacker, or the defenders get less. I have a full list on screen while saying all of this for you to read. TLDR, defenders can go screw themselves. The airburst launcher, its fire cloud, now progresses for support specialists too, instead of just a direct hit. For the UI and HUD, the enemies can no longer be spotted from the big map. Improved ping behavior on friendly soldiers, revive requests and stationary weapons. Improved the text used to describe unlock conditions for bonus missions for better clarity. Reduced man down icons to only show the two closest downed teammates, which is really stupid because that means there's even less revives incoming. And Battlefield players aren't really known for effective teammates. Removed the ability to cycle between classes on the deploy screen using Q and E to prevent unintended class changes just before spawning, and many people ask for that. Unlocked cosmetics now appear above the locked ones in the selection list. Updated the lock-on warning behavior so that lock-on alerts can take priority over painted labels when appropriate, ensuring threats are more noticeable. You can now use decimals in the menus again. Added new vehicle-specific hostile type identifiers for more accurate callouts. Fixed wrong audio playing in multiple situations, like the out of bounds tune at the next sector, which causes a lot of confusion. Balanced enemy specific layers for clear clot and gear cues on their foley. Further reduced or removed the momentary dampening of enemy audio triggered by damage. Low health state games, notifications or occlusion effects. Improved distance-based acoustics for clearer separation between close, mid and far ranges. Also improved the distant world reflections to better convey space and positioning. Increased enemy movement audio at distance for greater readability. Increased overall movement volume with an additional boost when an enemy is behind the player. Reduced how heavily sneaking stances, crouch walking and crawling, lower the enemy movement audio. Reduced how much the spec ops trait lowers footstep audio when sneaking. Reduced scuff and scrape audio movement against walls and the ground. Reduced self-and-friendly footsteps volume in war tapes, fall and red sack. Refractored footstep trigger to be more reliable across different speed and stances. Removed limitations on the maximum number of close range enemy audio sources. useful for Metro. Small balance tweaks to footsteps on different materials for outliers. Small balance tweaks to footsteps on different materials for outliers, such as slow speed on gravel and different directions up, down, sideways on wooden stairs. The AI bots can now respond to ammo healing and pickup requests, making them better than 90% of the teammates. They also got smarter in the way they go for cover, revive and do other things. For Red Sack, you won't respawn a kilometer in the sky anymore, and you won't be AFK kicked while spectating. Triggering a redeploy tower or beacon now disables or destroys any other active tower or beacon for the same team. Oh boy. The railgun can now insta-kill on headshot instead of doing 170 damage. There is better loot box placement, better pings, and that was it. Definitely some good changes, but also some very controversial ones. But hey, that is all I got for now. Subscribe for more. This was Danny and I see you on the battlefield.